Hello and welcome to The Big Story, where we'll discuss the hottest topics of the day right in the heart of the newsroom. I'm Dylan, coming to you live from the Straits Times. Now, we are streaming on Facebook and on YouTube, so be sure to like, share and comment on our video. And while you're at it, if you haven't already done so, do subscribe to our channel and click the bell button so as to be notified whenever we go live. In a few moments, I'll be joined by my newsroom colleagues where we'll discuss the hottest stories that got you talking today. Now, are you staying in the Northeast and looking for a university to attend in a few years' time? Now, time to get excited. The Singapore Institute of Technology will be setting up its new Punggol campus, which will be the first university in the Northeast. Set to be completed by 2023 in the heart of the Punggol Digital District, the 91,000 square meter campus, the size of about 17 football fields, will be able to accommodate 12,000 students. Now, it will be the first in Southeast Asia to have a multi-energy microgrid network, a system which draws on different energy sources to address the energy needs of the campus. Now, with us to discuss this today is Senior Education Correspondent Sandra Davy. Hi, Sandra.
Hi.
So, Sandra, welcome to the show. Now, this is certainly very exciting news. So, why build a campus specifically in Punggol?
Well, for one, our other 5 autonomous universities are all located in other parts of the island. Some in the west, of course, and the northwest, and you have SUTD in Changi, and you have SMU in the city, but you don't have one in the northeast. And a lot of the future university students are going to come from the estates in Punggol, Sengkang, where there are a lot of young families who have kids who are in school and in the future will be going to university and seeking degree studies. Yeah, so it makes sense to have one in the northeast of the island. Yes.
So I understand that the new campus will be very high tech, very like a smart campus. Can you briefly tell us some of its new features that we can expect?
Well, for one, besides the microgrid that you've already talked about, the campus will have something like 10,000 sensors all over the buildings that will constantly take data on the light, on the environment, how cold it is, how hot it is, and all this data will be fed into and analyzed, and the environment will be adjusted accordingly so that there's efficiency in how they use the resources and energy.
Wow, that's really very high tech.
Yeah.
Very amazing.
And of course, on top of that, you have your microgrid where they will use different forms of energy. And that is to hopefully do research into what forms of energy are efficient and can be well used in the future in Singapore. So they will even have solar panels up on the roof. So solar energy will be one of the forms of energy that will be tested in the new campus. Okay,
I see. So let's talk a little bit about SIT's unique model. We understand that SIT is very industry focused, and it has the applied learning model.
Right.
How does this differ from the other universities in Singapore?
Well, actually, all the universities now emphasize on applied learning, and they are also looking to align themselves with industry. But SIT just does it to a greater degree. All their students are required to go on internships for 6 months up to a year. Some even do it for 18 months.
Wow.
Those on special skills future degree programs. So a large part of their degree course is about doing internships and gaining workplace experience. So it is a unique model in that sense. And they also work very closely with industry. And in the new campus in Punggol, they'll be co-located with the JTC Business Park, which is the Punggol Digital District. And their students will be working with the industries around there, test bedding new technologies, going for internships, and at the same time, the companies in the business park can draw from the talents from among the students and faculty in SIT for joint projects.
So it's really like a win-win situation.
Yes,
for both.
definitely, yeah.
So, okay, I understand that a large part of the new university campus will be accessible to the public. Maybe you could tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, that's the exciting thing about SIT's new campus as well. It'll be very much a university for the people in the sense that a lot of the spaces on the ground level will be accessible to the public. For example, the market village, a food court that faces the promenade, the waterfront, and there'll be a whole campus boulevard that will cut through the campus and which people will have access to cycle or to walk through the campus.
And I also note that there is the campus is going to be set in a park, right?
Yes, so they are going to conserve the trees along Old Punggol Road and turn it into a park on the ground level as well. So again, that will be a campus in a park, you know, and the public will have access to the park and can use the park.
All right, so thanks so much for sharing with us, Sandra. I'm sure many of our audience are very excited and looking forward to this new campus, Singapore's first campus in the northeastern part of Singapore. So thanks so much again, Sandra, for being here. Now, moving on to our next story. If you lose something in a ComfortDelGro cab, a robot will now help you hunt it down. Now, previously, all such cases, averaging 300 a day, were handled either through the phone or by email, a time-consuming process. Now, this is just one of the new initiatives by ComfortDelGro as the taxi group ramps up its tech in the face of stiff competition. Now, in an exclusive interview with ST, ComfortDelGro Taxi Chief Ang Wei Neng revealed that the company had embarked on a digital transformation to go head-to-head with disruptors such as Grab and Gojek. Now with us to discuss this is Senior Transport Correspondent Christopher Tan. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
So Chris, thanks for being here. Sure. So from the sound of things, it doesn't sound like things look good for ComfortDelGro at the moment. So what is the situation really like? And
well, I think it hasn't been looking good for the Comfort or any taxi company for that matter since Grab and Uber arrived 6 years ago, and of course Uber has left since. Now we have Gojek. So all these disruptors, they are playing on a slightly different field, different from what taxis are playing in. You know, the big differences between driver age, fleet size, age of vehicles, all these don't apply. All these don't apply to the new players, and it is because of these that I think they're able to proliferate in such a speed, in the past 6 years. I mean, in 6 years, they more or less have carved themselves a huge slice of the pie.
Yeah.
Nowadays, when you want to go somewhere, people say, let's Grab.
Yeah.
You know, nobody says, let's cab.
Yeah,
right?
That's true, yeah.
Right. So I think for ComfortDelGro, whatever it's doing, whatever it's embarked on, I think it has a fair chance of success, but I think it's going to be an uphill task.
Which I think leads us to our next question is that, you know, they are trying to introduce a lot of different things. You know, they also announced that they're going to introduce, they have a customer agile squads basically who rely on data analytics to help enhance the taxi booking app for both consumers as well as drivers. So in your opinion, do you think, is this going to be enough, or is this, can they turn it around?
I think it's a start, you know. I mean, it's pretty much like what the disruptors themselves are doing. Yeah. They are all the time monitoring users, right? Whether they are active or inactive, how active they are, where they do, what they're doing, where they're going, the kind of trips they're making, at what time. Millions of these things are being monitored live each day.
Yeah.
And these squads try and make sense of the data, and they try and customize the app to make it friendlier, to make it more enticing, so that people use them instead of, you know, the others. I think the feedback that we've been getting is that the Comfort Taxi app has improved. You know, when we were around in the early days, it wasn't so friendly. It was unwieldy. Now it's better, but I think there's still some feedback to say that, you know, the disruptors are better. Right, they're better at it. So they have some way to catch up. But you know, the taxis, they have one advantage: they can do street hails. The street hails are still a large part of point-to-point transport services here.
Yeah, I think in your article you mentioned how people can pay, even if they hail the taxi on
Yes.
the road, they can pay through their phones, right?
That's right. This is one unique feature of the Comfort Taxi app. No one has it. In fact, it's supposed to be a world first that allows you to pay for street hails with a tap of your phone. Yeah.
So what about the fact that, you know, the taxi industry in Singapore has already been disrupted for 6 years, you know, and why do you think they, I mean, why do you think they suddenly want to, you know, digitalize
Right,
stuff?
right. I think it took them some time to realize that these disruptors are here to stay. I mean, when they came, nobody knew that. Well, you could think that they were just a passing fad, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought that these guys coming in with geeky names would become, you know, the status quo, right?
Yeah.
As the years went by, and it's true for every big company, right? Every big company that's been disrupted, it's true for them as well. That it takes them some time to realize that, hey, these guys are here to stay. We need to do something. But what should we do? Because whatever that we do will also impact on our existing business.
Yeah.
For instance, for Comfort, it's got its cabbies, its population of cabbies and cabs. Whatever it does to try and emulate the disruptors might have an impact on this current population, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you look at the newspaper business, it's the same, right? If we want to go online, we might impact print, right? So it's the same. So it takes them some time to realize that, oh, we have no choice but to forge ahead. And this is what they're doing.
All right, so thanks so much, Chris, for sharing with us some of your insights. It's certainly, I think, it's a very interesting time for the transport industry as a whole. There's a lot of stiff competition, so I'm quite excited to see what happens.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think consumers will benefit because of the competition.
Because I guess it will be more competitive if
Yep.
things are going to be cheaper and everything.
Right.
All right, so thanks again, Chris, for coming on the show. Those were the top stories of the day. For more news and videos, do head down to our website. It's www.straitstimes.com. Now, once again, I'm Dylan, and thanks so much for tuning in. Join us tomorrow for more stories on The Big Story.